Hello and welcome back. This is a fourth and fifth grade multiplication video where we're going to be reviewing how some of our multiplication facts, where some of these might be memorized, we know them off the top of our head, but for some of us, they may be a little harder to recall. So I'm going to also show you some strategies to figure them out if you feel a little stuck. Okay, here's our first multiplication fact that we're going to review. It's 12 times 2. Now, for some of you, you might know the answer right away, and that's great. But if you feel stuck, here is a strategy you can use to figure it out. So, this strategy involves taking the number of groups you have and putting how many you have in each group. So, the biggest number here is 12. So, I could make 12 lines if I wanted to show the 12 groups. But I find when I'm using this strategy, what I like to do is take the smaller factor, which in this case is 2, and make that my number of groups. So that means I have 2 groups here. Now, the number that goes in each group is the other number. So in this case, that would be 12 and 12. Then I would just have to add the numbers together to find out how many groups there were. Some learners like to line these groups up like this so that they're easier to add. So what they do is they take the smaller number, make group 1, group 2, and then they put 12 in each group so that they can add those together. Well, 2 plus 2 is 4, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So 12 times 2 is the same as 2 groups of 12, which gives us 24. Okay, so here's our next multiplication fact. It's 6 times 12. Now, you, again, may know this off right away off the top of your head, and if you do, that's great. But if you're feeling a little stuck on this, you're not really sure, it's not coming to your mind as quickly as you'd like, here's another way that you can figure it out. What I would do is take the larger number, which in this case is 12, and I would break it into 2 smaller numbers that add up to be 12. For this one, I'm thinking maybe 10 and 2. So I know that 10 plus 2 equals 12. Then I would multiply each of those numbers by the 6. So in this case, 10 times 6 is 60, and 2 times 6 is 12. And then to get my final answer, I would add those up. So that would be 0 plus 2, which is 2, and 6 plus 1, which is 7. So that means 6 times 12 is the same as 72. Okay, here's our next multiplication fact. It's 6 times 7. And again, if you know this one off the top of your head, that's absolutely great. If not, here's a way you can figure it out. So I'll use the group method again that we used in the very first problem. So here's what we can do. We can take the larger number, which is 7. We know that there's going to be 7 groups. So I'm going to go ahead and make a long bar and then break it into 7 pieces so that I have a space for each group. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I broke it into 7 groups. And then I'm going to put the other number or the 6 in each group. So 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, and 6. So this is showing 7 groups of 6. The reason I didn't do 6 groups of 7 is because I'd have more groups to add together. But if you chose to do it that way, that would be totally fine. You'd end up with the same answer. So I know that 6 plus 6 is 12. So I'm going to put those together. This is also 12. This is also 12. And then this 6 that's by itself is just going to come down and be 6. Now I know 12 plus 12 is 24. And I know that 12 plus 6 is 18. So now to get this final answer, I just have to add together 24 and 18. So 24 and 18. So 4 plus 8 is 12. And then 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4. So that means 6 times 7 is equal to 42. Here's our next multiplication fact. It's 5 times 7. And again, if you know this one off the top of your head, that's awesome. If not, here's a way you can figure it out. You can take either one of those numbers. I recommend the larger number and break it into 2 numbers that add together to make that number. So when I look at 7, I could do 6 and 1, I could do 3 and 4, or I could even do 5 and 2. I'm going to go 3 and 4 just to show us because I know 3 plus 4 equals 7. So I'm going to write 3 and 4 here. Then I'm going to multiply each of those times the other number, which is 5. So this is times 5, and this is times 5. 3 times 5 is 15, and 4 times 5 is 20. If I add those together, I'd get 5 in the ones place and 3 in the tens place. So I know that 5 times 7 is 35. Okay, here's our last multiplication fact that I'm going to show you how to figure out if you feel stuck. And again, if you know it off the top of your head, that's great. So if you feel stuck here, what you could do is you could take the first number, which is 9, and make that represent the number of groups. So we can make little lines to represent the groups, or we can make a long bar like this and break it into that many pieces. So I'm going to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so if I made 8 lines, that should give me 9 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. Now the second number, the second factor, is how many goes in each group. So I'm going to put 1 in each group. 1 plus 1 is 2. 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 And this 1 by itself is just going to come down. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. And again, I'm going to just bring down that 1 again. Then I know that 4 plus 4 is 8. And then add this 1 over here. And we end up with 9. So 9 times 1 is equal to 9. This one always also follows the rules of 1, where any number times 1 is just that number. So there's a few different ways to figure that one out. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope to see you again soon.